You also mentioned reflux, if I'm not mistaken, and how is that kind of issue now?
So, within a week of starting Life 120, everything disappeared. Everything disappeared.
Did you also suffer from reflux?
Yes, for a year I had it. Nobody could never tell me what I had. I would drown myself, I would cough. I had to walk with water in my hand. I couldn't sleep at night. I had to almost sit up. I was really sick, but my sorrow was that they couldn't tell me what I had.
Then what happened?
Then with Life 120, that went away too. Now I'm fine.
How's your reflux? Because I know you've had reflux problems for many years. When did you get
Ugly
it?
thing in the night.
The night. So you had to sleep almost sitting up?
But just waking up with the food almost in my throat. So I had to get up in a rush. And then everything else is the burning that stays in you afterwards. Is a very bad thing. Even so, always gastroprotectants, antacids. But I was not solving.
And now, with the Life 120 lifestyle?
Resolved that also absolutely a distant memory.
Are you still taking medication? No, I haven't taken them for 2 years. You had been having reflux problems for several years?
Sì.
So anyway, you could always feel this weird sensation, right?
So much just bitter like poison. And it wasn't good because you're sleeping and at some point you blow up with this reflux. I had the tablets and that went away right away. It was one of the things that went away right away. But let's say a week, 10 days, the reflux, I didn't have it anymore. I did have 2 snorts, once with the resolved and right away at night I was sick enough. I don't snort anymore.
You had a whole series of problems in your gastrointestinal system because you had gastroesophageal reflux in the first place.
It didn't let me sleep at night. I was coughing all the time, and they were always giving me antibiotic, Rochefine. Whereupon the voice gone. I was no longer talking. I went to the otolaryngologist, and they said, "Ma'am, you don't have bronchitis, you have reflux."
To this gastroesophageal reflux, I read you had been adding intestinal problems for many years and you were going to the bathroom many times a day. So basically the whole gastrointestinal system you had...
Yes, it was inflamed. All this medicine, the anti-inflammatories had really destroyed my intestines.
Now I ask the question after Life 120, how is your gastroesophageal reflux?
I sleep well. I no longer cough at night.
You were suffering from gastroesophageal reflux, and this reflux was also causing you to have a persistent cough, right? Then added to that was a problem of sleep apnea for which you used a mask, right?
I'm still supposed to use it because I have to take my last exam, so I've already been told that it's okay and I'll probably take it off. And today I started removing.
So how are you doing, aside from your sleep apnea, how are you doing with your reflux and your cough?
It's gone.
He is no longer there. Did you suffer from gastroesophageal reflux?
Yes. Usual problem of sleeping with 2 pillows, sometimes night apnea. I would wake up, I felt like I was going to die because I felt that my breathing was blocked. It was terrible.
And now how do you sleep and how is your reflux?
I sleep between 2 pillows but separate.
You suffered from gastroesophageal reflux all your life. How did it present itself to you? When?
At night. Every night I had severe heartburn and then regurgitated everything I ate. Even this time I was even short of air because I had to get up and I was stuffing myself with baking soda. But it was momentary, the relief that then returned. The doctor prescribed Panthox of pills that I had to take. In the morning, as soon as I got out of bed, forever even he told me, as soon as I would leave this pill, I would get these burning sensations back, etc.
You start doing the Life 120 lifestyle, and now how is your gastroesophageal reflux?
Disappeared completely, I have no more.
Can I ask you roughly after how long?
20 days, a month or so.
You also had reflux problems. You had had this reflux problem for about 3 years.
Yes, indeed.
Right?
Yes. I still in the evening had to, before 1 o'clock, never go to bed because I had to sit up. And then during the night, I would wake up. Sometimes I still had stomach acidity. However, I never used to take any.
However, you didn't take medication. Look, then you started doing the Life 120 lifestyle. How is your reflux now?
After 3 days, gone.
You had some problems with reflux and gastritis,
Maybe since I was born.
such that they were so strong and so that her vocal cords were so inflamed that from a rhinoscopy they were black.
Basically practicing among many sports, freediving, fishing, I couldn't compensate from one ear. From there to the ENT, through rhinoscopy, the doctor tells me, for me the reflux was normal. It was a normal thing, he tells me. Asks me, Mr. Morelli, but do you suffer from reflux? I say yes. He tells me, you have completely burned vocal cords with this hoarseness, and from endoscopy, right, there are black vocal cords, completely black.
Now that you are following the Life 120 lifestyle, how are you doing with your reflux?
After a very short time, disappeared everything.
Look, I know you also solved the reflux.
Yes, I had reflux every night, this atrocity, stomach pain.
And now how is it going?
No, I don't have it anymore. No, not even the citrosodine.
You had been suffering from reflux and hiatal hernia for years, right?
Yes.
So you really had gastric problems?
Gastric problems. I had 2 ulcers. I treated, after 15 years, I tried to do an investigation to see what I still had. Then I had chronic gastritis and the mucous membrane reduced.
Did you also have abdominal bloating?
Abdominal bloating, stomach completely, like maybe I was in pregnancy. I am also thin like that, a scary thing.
Sure. Then you started the Life 120 lifestyle. Then I want to ask you one important thing. How is your reflux, your hiatal hernia?
Great.
Very good. So you can eat anything.
I immediately, when I heard the talk that Mr. Panzironi was giving, I realized how important it is to fight inflammation. And then I immediately changed my lifestyle and started to understand the things that I had to take. It's a supplement that you can't tell.
And so still you improved the situation. You don't have reflux anymore?
I feel good.
You were suffering from gastritis and reflux. So first of all, for how many months, how many years?
Then basically, I have been suffering from reflux and gastritis for practically, I think, about 20 years.
Many years.
For so many years.
So you had a whole range of issues that give gastritis and reflux. You slept basically with 3 pillows. You had difficulties, acid rises.
That's right.
Some very troublesome issues.
That they are all so ugly to endure and deal with, exactly.
So as I was saying earlier, you have been following the Life 120 lifestyle for a very few weeks. For how many weeks?
I began on March 4.
4 of March, so just under 2 months.
That's right.
For a little over a month and a half. Now, how is your reflux?
It's gone.
How is it no longer there?
It's gone and it's gone. After 20 years, I finally go to sleep. I wake up peacefully without that taste in my mouth or maybe those flavors that acid reflux can leave.
After 20 years, you wake up and no longer have reflux problems.
I don't have any more problems. I'm over it.
In how much time, more or less, you can tell us? When you saw the first results?
Look, the results I saw between the 2nd and 3rd week that I had started
So 15,
doing Life
20 days.
120.
That's right. I know you also resolved the gastroesophageal reflux, and then you did.
2 days, I want to say. In just 2 days, actually, sorry. 2 meals, Life 120.
Had acid reflux problems, so much so that he had been taking medication for 27 years.
About 27 years, yes.
So it was a problem that you were carrying on. What exactly was happening?
Nothing. I basically always had these heartburns that wouldn't go away. If I didn't take the pill, I basically couldn't get through the day.
And so, in short, with these complaints, this thing. Then after 27 years, you know the Life 120 lifestyle. You start following it, and now, how is your reflux?
Well, disappeared.
Remember roughly after how much?
About a month.
So after about a month, it's a 27-year-old problem. You had reflux problems, gastritis combined with hiatal hernia. Is that true? And what kind of issues were you having?
Basically, I would get acidity up at night, especially, and I would choke because it would go right into my throat as if it was going into my lungs. I would really feel like I was choking, and at night I would get up just choking. I would have to, with water, something to help clear my throat, basically. And I always slept with 2 pillows.
Listen then. It is certain that he was sleeping with 2 pillows because he had to sleep as straight as possible, obviously, in an upright position. You started following the Life 120 lifestyle, and now how is your reflux, your gastritis, your hiatal hernia?
I now sleep with a micro pillow and no longer wake up from the acidity rising.